Okay, I'm going to call the January 20th, 2026 meeting of the DuPage County Technology Committee to order. A quorum of the members is physically present. I'll entertain a motion to permit those not physically present due to personal illness, disability, employment purposes, or the business of the board, family or other emergency or unexpected childcare obligations to participate by video or teleconference. Because you're.
Yes.
Is there a second?
Yes.
Any questions, comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Add the
There are.
Go ahead and take a roll call.
Covert. Berlin. Chaplin.
Here.
Childress.
Yes.
Eckhoff.
Here.
Galassi. Here. Henry.
Here.
Kazmarek.
Here.
Lucas.
Here.
Martinez.
Here.
White.
Here.
You.
Here.
Chairwoman's not on, or she is?
I don't believe she is. There's a
I just,
person like on
okay, 'cause I thought she'd explain why she's not here if she was, but anyway, she asked me to, which is her grandmother died and she's got some personal obligations that she's got to take care of. So. Moving on from that, I have no other comments. Is there any public comment?
No.
Is there a motion to approve the minutes of the Tuesday, January 6th, 2026 Technology Committee meeting? Moved. Second. Any questions, comments, corrections? Yes.
I just wanted the minutes to reflect that Member Martinez and I last time were at the development committee meeting, which went over, which is why we were unable to attend technology meeting.
That's not in the minutes, reflected in the minutes
It's
now.
not reflected.
Is
Motion to
member
amend.
you and member Martinez. Thank you.
All right, so you're making a motion to amend the minutes to reflect that. Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments about the amendment? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. Now to vote on the underlying motion to approve the minutes. Any other questions, comments, corrections? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Moving on to the procurement requisitions. Is there a motion to approve TEP 1-26 recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Sellout Inc. for managed application services to provide support with permitting software for the building and zoning, transportation, stormwater, and public work departments for the period February 21, 2026 through February 2027, for a contract total not to exceed $203,674.38. It's exempt from bidding pursuant to statute.
Okay.
Anyone make that motion?
Make the motion.
Leave by 11:30, come on. All right, that's moved. Any second? Second. Any questions, or you want to give us a brief?
Sure, this is our Acela online permitting application. As you guys know, there's actually two components to it. This is managed services for the application, not the actual licenses for the application. So you'll see this twice every year. You'll see the renewal for the licensing, and then you'll see this one, which is managed services to help our internal team with technical support. So that's what this is, a 1-year renewal of managed services. It's a level 3 engineer from Acela who can help address any issue that we can't figure out.
Any questions, comments? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Opposed? Passes. A motion to approve TEP 2-26 recommendation for the approval of contract purchase order to Environmental Systems Research Institute, Inc. Provide maintenance and technical support for the county's enterprise GIS software for information technology, GIS division for the period March 9, 2026 through March 8, 2027 for a total contract amount of $206,595. Not suitable for competitive bids.
So
Second?
Second.
Any questions, comments?
Sure, this one is Esri, which is the software company that we use for mapping throughout the county, our GIS system. Esri, we've used Esri for 30 years. They are the global leader in the GIS space. Great thing about this one that I'll highlight is that they came up with a new licensing scheme, and we were able to actually save money this year based on their new licensing scheme. So some licenses don't have the same functionality as others, so Tom downgraded some of our licenses to help us save a few $1,000s this year.
Just this.
But it's our annual
Except I'll
renewal.
just that one.
All right, any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Is there a motion to approve TECO 1-26 amendment to purchase order 6834-0001 issued at SHI International Corp. Inc. for the annual licensing of the Zendesk customer service solution and annual subscription for the information technology GIS and DuPage County Health Department to increase the contract in the amount of $34,588.80, resulting in an amended contract total not to exceed $604,321.88.
So moved.
Second.
Who said second? Ina. Okay, any questions or comments?
So this is, you may recognize this software, the name's Zendesk. You all approved actually the annual renewal in December. This is a change request to increase the not to exceed dollar amount. We're adding new functionality. One of the new things that we're adding is to help out community services. I don't want to say modernizing, but helping them be a little more efficient in terms of how they interact with the public. This software will help us do that, but also it provides some AI capabilities that we don't have. Eventually, we'll have the ability to use a chat bot, which will automate a lot of our interactions with customers and hopefully make things a little more efficient. So this is just that increase we're paying for that additional functionality at $34,000.
Thank you. So I know that in the procurement checklist, it did say that this was going to be, we had enough budgetary funds sufficient to pay for this, but going forward, do you think there will be any problems? Because this is a very large contract that we have with Zendesk. So
No.
going forward.
No, I don't think there will be any concern. We're just adding an additional $34,000, which we have the
Yeah.
budget capacity to cover.
Okay, cool. I'm excited about the AI capability for community services.
Yeah, thank you. And we are too. We think it's going to make a difference. We've talked a lot, you've heard me and others talk a lot about AI and what it's going to do for not only us as a county organization, but every organization is impacted by it. We're finally putting solutions in place for us to take advantage of that technology. So this is one of those things that we're doing. And this time next year, I hope to present some some results from it, right? To show you data that says this is what now AI is doing for the DuPage County as the ultimate goal.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. Moving on to other action items, 7A, 26-0319, DuPage County website policies and procedures. Have seen this or just?
Yes.
Is there a motion to approve?
Well,
Before we approve, is it okay for me to present and give some updates over?
Yeah.
Good to approve first.
or wait
Who
for a
made the-
second.
We need a motion.
We need a
Second.
motion and
Oh,
a second still.
Yeah.
So remember you was a moved for us.
Any second?
Second.
All right, it's been moved in second. Go ahead.
Combined or just the one?
Just the one. Just 7A. Go ahead.
Okay. Let me just see if it comes up. Okay, there it is. Been slow. So there are two policies that we're requesting the committee to review and approve. One is an update to an existing policy. So we already have a website management policy in place. We've had it in place since 2014. Unfortunately, it has not been updated since 2015. So it's been 10 years of us not updating our web standards and our policies. So this is an update to that, overdue update. One of the things in it that stands out is before we didn't have any reference to digital accessibility. We're going to reference the digital accessibility policy to make sure that our website and all content on our website is fully accessible for those who need it. It also clarifies roles and responsibilities for our web editors. Anyone who has a presence on our website has a designated web editor. In years past, we've communicated their roles and responsibilities. They know what they are. We're formalizing it. So they know for sure it's on paper. They know what's their responsibility versus what's the web team's responsibility, the digital and web services team. So it's just a clarification of that. Also adds updated access. And it adds updated accessibility, training and account management requirements. So each year we will present accessibility training and encourage everyone to take that training. And then we are, for security reasons, we are reviewing accounts on a more consistent basis to make sure that people who need access to it can have access, but folks who don't, we're going to remove access. If we don't see things like someone in there using content or managing content for 6 months or so, we're going to assume that they no longer need it and take that access, communicate to them, take access for security reasons, right? So we want to make it as secure as possible. And other things. It also defines DuPage County.gov as an official government speech, which essentially means that anything that goes on the website represents us as a government organization. So political speech, personal speech does not belong on the website. So it clarifies that, makes it very clear. It's government speech only. And then it also clarifies allowable content and some restrictions of what can be posted on a government website versus what can't for elected official pages. All right, so that's it for the web management policy, which is the first one. Second one, digital accessibility policy.
Let me get a vote on the first one because we made a motion second. Motion to approve 260319. There was a motion. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, passes. Is there a motion to?
Yeah, we have to
Okay, approve 26-0305 DuPage County Digital Services and Accessibility Policy.
Second.
Second. Okay.
Okay, so this second one, the digital accessibility policy is completely new. We have not had any policies, or we have the guidelines in place, but not an actual policy in place, and we should. Most government organizations, private sector organizations have that. This is also in support of the DOJ's new rule on accessibility that forces us to be in compliance by April 24th. So it adheres to that and makes sure that we are in compliance before the 24th and going forward. So a couple highlights here. So establishes countywide requirements for accessibility of digital content and services, which we didn't have in place before, guidelines, but not actual policy that had any teeth to it. It also applies to, and a lot of folks are not aware of this, but not just websites, PDFs, media, so video and audio, social media, web apps. So any app that is associated with your website that sits on top of your website also has to be in compliance. And any third-party applications. So for instance, Acela and Tyler and some others are connected to our website. Their applications have to be accessible as well. Requires WCAG 2.1 AA compliance. That is Web Content Accessibility Guidelines 2.1, which is a global standard used for accessibility. So the federal government basically says that all government websites have to be compliant by April. All county government websites have to be compliant by April 24th, 2026. All municipalities actually have to be compliant by 2027. So a year later, municipalities have to also be in compliance, but counties are first. And we are well on our way to being compliant. Also, this accessibility policy shows our preference that HTML is the preferred method over PDFs. PDFs are very difficult to manipulate and use, not only for the people who are managing it, but also the people who are using it. HTML is more accessible for people with disabilities than PDFs. So our preference is that any document that can be converted to a HTML file will be converted to it, and there's exceptions for the ones that cannot. So PDFs must be accessible when used. Also, digital access policy highlights third-party vendors and that they have to be in compliance with VPAT and ACR, which is really just reporting standards and remediation plans. And then last but not least, includes governance, training, audits that have to happen, exceptions. There's an exception process. There are some individuals who cannot convert their PDFs to HTML. We understand there's 700, 800 pages, and there are other requirements, but there's an exception process for those documents. And then accessibility alternatives. So we identified different alternatives that you can possibly use if you're not able to use HTML or other things that are in the policy. So this is, again, a new one, but it is well overdue, and I'm glad that we actually are implementing this one.
Any questions or comments? Sorry.
Thank you. Well, this is, establishes the requirements and then where it applies, but it doesn't exactly say what is that new DOJ, what is the Department of Justice rule that needs to be complied to by April 24th. It doesn't say what the rule is, just where you have to comply.
Yeah, so we've talked about it, and we actually do have it available, I think, on our website, right? The DOJ, or we point to it.
I don't know if we point to it yet,
Oh, okay.
but the DOJ rule is essentially every local government has to be accessible to users with disabilities.
Oh, it's,
Yeah.
so it's an ADA kind of rule.
It is.
Yes.
ADA.
Oh, okay. All
No,
right,
it's,
thank you.
it is an ADA rule. I thought we did. We didn't.
We have an accessibility statement, but
Okay.
we don't, we might point to the DOJ.
I think we
Look.
do. I think
Yeah.
in some of our documents, we point to that rule, but that's exactly what it is, to start. So basically it says that for people who are visually impaired, hearing impaired, and there's like two other categories, I can't remember what they are. The websites have to be accessible to those individuals by April.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. All right, informational items is our motion to receive and place on file JPS 1126 recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Heartland Business Systems to provide an enterprise agreement with Fortinet for the Sheriff's Office for the period January 13, 2026 through January 13, 2031 for a contract total amount not to exceed $687,565.74. To receive, place on file.
So, second.
You said, who said?
Number you and number two.
Okay. All right. Any questions, comments on this?
Quick comment. So this item, if you all remember, was actually approved by the board and finance, our board members last Tuesday. It should have come prior to, so just a reminder to all committees, for anything related to tech, you should send it as an informational item prior to, so that this committee is aware of it. We're trying to be consistent across the board. We're trying to find ways that we can be more efficient as an organization. The IT department can help negotiate pricing. We can make sure that it adheres to policies and standards. So prior to is always good. In this case, I think there was a miscommunication. They did try to get some information to us, but we didn't get it in time. So we wanted to still bring it back to the board, even though it's approved, so that you're aware of it. It's a contract. I do want to commend the sheriff's office for renegotiating their contract with Fortinet, the company, by extending their contract out 5 years instead of doing annual contracts. They actually saved the county a ton of money. So they software companies typically give a discount for longer contracts. They want to see 3 to 5 or even longer if possible year contracts, and they'll give you a discount for it. So they, in their case, a lot of this is the same functionalities before, now extended over a 5-year period. And I can't remember, Richard, you know how much it was? No.
Savings?
Yeah, savings, I can't remember, but it was
Yeah, I
substantial.
don't have that number.
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't remember what that number was, but it was a reasonable amount of money, so that we get back.
All right, any questions, comments? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Not filed. Any old business? Seeing any new business? All right, is there a motion to adjourn? Favor say aye.
Aye.
I know. I know, maybe think about it.